So I'm let it dry for about 6 hours, just slightly under because I'm a little excited. I'm not waiting till the morning, so the lighting's pretty poor, but I'm going to go ahead and bust it open. So the second pouring, second half, went much better than the first, but hopefully this mold turns out okay. And there's not too much problem here. As long as all the detail gets captured on the first side, it should be okay. Okay, so once it's torn out, it's going to be basically like a brick. You're going to want to try and find a seam anywhere. You want to gradually pull it apart by the seam. This can be a bit tricky. This is why it's essential to put the mold release in between each layer. Otherwise, it's just going to be one solid block of rubber. So you can take out all your components. And you've got your mold pieces. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on areas like this where the sprue doesn't quite line up. I'm going to just take a hobby knife and cut little grooves into these sections so that the resin will have a place to flow. So I'm looking at the mold, and it looks fairly detailed. I can tell there are some places where there's some artifacts. Scale armor, for example. You can tell there's tiny little air pockets in the detail. So that's a bit unfortunate, but it'll still look okay. This side was much better. Little to no artifacts. No bubbles. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this up a little bit. Create some grooves here. So I just use a hobby knife for this. Might be better. I'm just using an X-Acto blade. So hopefully with this touching up, should get a good clean channels for the resin to fill up. In case you couldn't picture it before when I was describing it, you'll see it that the resin's gonna flow down through here and then it's going to fill up the gaps and push out the excess air. For example, on this axe, I'm going to make an air release channel. And that's essentially all there is to this step. It's just clearing out the connections. So I'm going to do it more around the joints, and I might do some on the other side as well. And then it'll be ready for creating casts. Stay tuned for that step.